Hi, this is Kim Eddleston with FamilyBusiness.org and Entrepreneur and Innovation Exchange. And it's a pleasure to be here today with Dr. Susan Laverick, who's the director and founder of the House of Beaufort, that's located in the UK and in Switzerland. And the House of Beaufort is an executive consulting company that helps international companies and NGOs and academic institutions with improving the career progression of their employees as well as retention. And they also offer a lot of career coaching to women. So today we're going to be focusing on women in family businesses. So my first question is, how can women working in their family businesses build their credibility?
I think that's a great question, and short answer, they have to acquire the confidence and authority so that they can sit at that table, not as a supporter, not as an informal information resource or negotiator. They have to be able to do that. How do they do it? Acquire the confidence in their communication skills and decide what role do they want to play and how do they wish to play it.
When a woman joins her family's business, what can she do to make sure she's not perceived simply as daughter, sister, wife, and is actually viewed as an employee and a manager?
I think that nepotism argument is always a very sensitive one. And by virtue of her education, she's going to be in a very good position anyway. But hopefully by having acquired that external experience, her resume is going to be very, very solid. So when she comes back at that certain point to work in the family business, hopefully she will have also acquired insights on what she wants to do. What does she want to achieve in that family business? Where does she want to sit in that configuration?
So it sounds like you are highly recommending that first they get an education, and then second, external experience?
I think the two go together, and I think particularly the external experience, wherever, 5 years minimum, will really, I think, give them that perspective of this is what the other side of the world looks like. Actually, I really want to work in the family business. And then they can import all those skills, all that experience, which will enrich the family business, the family firm, and also give them the confidence to embark on their own career pathway at home, as it were.
And what can we do in perhaps raising our daughters to make sure they have that confidence and they don't feel that they're gaining a job in the family business only because of their last name?
I think it probably depends on each family enterprise, but I think you're a wonderful example of the way you've reared your own daughters. It's encouraging daughters, as I have encouraged mine, to empower themselves and to take advantage of the opportunities and to see the family firm as a wonderful career ground. It's not just joining the family firm, it's the ability to find a pathway, as I just said before, where talents and identifying what those talents are and how they can be nurtured and how they will absolutely make a difference to the bottom line, the profitability of that company. But I think it's encouraging daughters to be true to themselves.
What advice do you have for the parents? Because some family businesses are still quite traditional. For example, research shows that boys are more likely to be introduced to the family business. They're much more likely to be heirs. So what can we be teaching parents, if you will, about what's best for the family business and raising our daughters and giving them a chance?
Well, I would say teaching parents to take a risk. Take a risk with traditional stereotyped views, because we are living in a world now where more and more women are coming into family businesses. And if a family patriarch wants to keep the business going, often it can be the most, clearly the daughter is often the one who's the individual with the talent and the vision, and it's encouraging them to look at that cross-generational chasm, if you like. It's like a corporation. Look at the talent that you have in your business, in your family, and make the decision that is the best one for the profitability and long-term reputation of that family. And I think that's the same in the corporate world as well. And unfortunately, I have seen what happens when a patriarch dies, a family business leader dies, and there has been no preparation for the wife to take over, and she's the next in line. And the pressure on her is appalling. She has to deal with lawyers, with external advisors, and she's thrust into that position, which makes her very vulnerable in a time of grief, when there's change and transition, and everyone in the company is very unsettled. So preparing her for that is a very prudent move, because you cannot control a disaster once it's happened, but you can prepare for a disaster by involving the wife, the mother, the daughter in that family business, in those management issues earlier, and have that succession plan in place.
Excellent advice. So I think we have to do a better job of introducing our daughters and making sure
Absolutely.
our wives have the information they need in case tragedy strikes. Excellent advice. So when we first met at a family business conference about 5 years ago,
Yeah.
I remember we were talking about how many of the values women have about longevity and family values. We were talking about how that is very similar to family firms. So what is so special that maybe women could bring almost a female advantage, if you will, to family businesses? What do they offer that if a family business is only looking at their male heirs and successors, they might be missing?
I think that's a great question. And the reality is that we as women, have strengths that are very necessary for a business to prosper. And I think there are probably 3 core strengths: the collaboration instinct, the ability to build relationships. I think we do that really well. And also, women are tremendous developers of business opportunities. And all of those skills that you've just mentioned, the familial qualities that we have as women, I think they just feed into that culture, and it can be phenomenally successful, I think.
Excellent. So thank you again for being with me today, Dr. Susan Laverick. And this is Kim Eddleston with FamilyBusiness.org and Entrepreneur and Innovation Exchange.